What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. I'm here to talk to you about How to Get Away with Murder, Season 4, Episode 2. I know I'm late. I know. I'm not going to do a full recap because I didn't write down every single thing that happened. So let's just talk about the episode and basically, the ins and outs of what happened. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's talk about this doctor. At the beginning of the episode, he was on the phone with somebody. He was saying that it's wrong what they was doing, and if they keep on doing it, he gonna stop picking up the calls. And he called a name, or he said something before that, but I couldn't hear that. Did y'all catch what that was? Because I didn't catch it. But he says she's here. But when he said she's here, it wasn't like my client is here, I gotta go. It was like, she's here. Like, why would you say she's here unless unless that person knew who Annalise was on the phone? So it's something up with him that's definitely gonna come into play later on. She comes in the psychology session. She won't talk to anything, and they flashing her doing her Googles, trying to find out who this man is. Child, I Google everybody. Okay, if I meet you and you ask me for my phone number, I'm gonna Google you. I'm gonna look you up online to see what they talking about. What's your online profile? Because I need to know. Do you have charges? I need to know. She was Googling him. She didn't really find out anything. So he basically runs down, asks her, do they have alcohol in the place where she lived? How was the motel where she lives? So she's living in a hotel. That's what we found out. So we pretty much figured that, but now it's confirmed that it's a hotel. She says this, they have a maid. Everything is illuminated. They're showing us that everything she says is pretty much like not true. She throws the alcohol away though. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. She's back to work. She tells him, and she has a new client. So I'm just going to run you down the client story. Jasmine is the woman who kept her from getting beat up when she was in jail. She has decided now her first case out of getting her license back. Okay, so her first case getting her license back, she's going to defend Jasmine. Jasmine has been arrested for prostitution. It was like a whole bunch of stuff she was arrested for. Annalise argues at first that they had no probable cause to stop her. She was just walking. She lives there. So, they didn't need to stop her in the first place. Being black is not probable cause to stop somebody. So she asks for a continuance. The judge says, no, you cannot have a continuance. You need to file your file wherever. So Annalise is trying to get information about this case like the whole episode, and nobody really wants to work with her, and nobody does her favors. She's trying to get the woman juvenile record unsealed. She goes to and she tries to get her whole arrest record, including, everything that she's ever had. So Nate helps her out with that. He thinks that, she has something going on with Bonnie. That's why Bonnie is working at the office. Annalise sees Bonnie in court. I forgot that when she couldn't get the continuance, she saw Bonnie in court. She realizes now that Bonnie works for the DA's office because they called for the next ADA. Bonnie was like, what's up? I'm here. I'm the next ADA. Annalise is obviously shocked that Bonnie now works for the city. She's working with Denver, her biggest enemy. So Nate obviously thought it was something going on. He just like, leave me out of this. She like, boy, this ain't about you. I didn't even know she was working here. So he helped her get her information. And that was that. She goes back to Jasmine because she sees the video and she sees that Jasmine was propositioning the officer. They didn't even charge her with that. But she was propositioning the officer and doing all type of stuff. And Jasmine was just like, yeah, girl, you see how he was looking at me, girl? You saw that, girl? You see how I did that, sis? Jasmine, stop. Jasmine. She gets all upset with her. She like, you came in here, you thought you was going to rescue me. Y'all, she tells this horrible story about how she got wolf-packed. Her daddy sold her to a bunch of men for some crack, and she got wolf-packed. That means they all raped her, basically, and they put her out in basements. And, y'all, it was horrible. You just get high to get, through it, and you get put in jail, and then you get put in jail again and again and again. So you thought you were just going to come in here and save me. So Annalise is a little shook up by that. Annalise gets a hold of Jasmine's juvenile record because Frank finds out from Bonnie that she needs she came up to the job and she needs the information. So he sees that as an end because remember, he's trying to get back on her good side. So basically he gets the file. We don't know what type of methods Frank used to get it, but he gets it and he goes to her door and say, look, girl, you gonna be here. I'm gonna be here for you whether you like it or not. It is what it is, sis. And he damn near kicked the door in trying to get into the apartment. But you know what? I like that. I like that Frank got Annalise back because she basically don't have anybody at this point. She's really out there by herself. I was watching one review and they were saying something about, Annalise needs a team. She can't work by herself. But Annalise smashed this shit by herself. She pulled out that lady file after that lady gave her a speech. And she started going through that file and noticing because Jasmine told her her first arrest was when she was 13 years old. So then she goes to court. Baby, they get into court. She says Jasmine was arrested when she was 13. She has the arresting officer up there. He's He's retired now. She pulls out other files that he has with young girls the same age with the same problems, and they got treated like they were sex trafficking victims, or they got helped basically while Jasmine got sent to jail. She said a line that took me out was, why would you think that a 13-year-old girl was willingly having sex with grown men? Because it was some type of stereotype that he held about black people, or some type of judgment that he holds about black people. Baby, then she goes into this diatribe about how being black and how you help these white girls and you ain't help her. Baby, I was like, Annalise, you better preach. If you would have put her in a treatment center, she wouldn't be like this, my God. Oh, you better preach, Annalise. Annalise was up there giving a word to the people. They told her, it's overruled. They told her to be quiet and sit down. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna tell it. I said, you better tell it, Annalise. Annalise got up there and preached to the people, and she got her client off. Boom! It's a win. Boom! And she ain't need none of y'all fine fools. Boom! Later on, she tells her psychologist this because he's telling her, you know, that she sees herself in this client, and that's why she going so hard to help her, because she went to her. And the girl ain't come, Jasmine ain't come to Annalise, she went to her. Annalise is like, I don't have anything. Like, girl, you got like a whole lot in common with her. Girl, what are you talking about? Like, Annalise, stop. He tells her that he had a heroin problem back in the day, because she's like, you know, just let me get comfortable before I start telling you all my business and stuff. Like, why you pressuring me so much? Like, you make me feel like I'm more crazy or I'm wrong, but want to get comfortable before I start telling my business. So he opens up to her and tells her that he had a heroin problem, because he knows she had a problem with addiction. And she's like, I wish you wouldn't have told me that. And so she basically opens up a little bit and tells him about how Sam was her therapist, and you know, he told her the same thing, or he confided in her, and that's how he got her to open up. And then he ended up being her husband. So now he can see why she is the way she is, especially at the damn therapist, okay? Because the therapist is the one who manipulated her, got her to have sex with him, and you know, end up, I guess they fell in love. Child, I don't know what happened, because it's kind of gross to me that somebody can play with your mind like that. Whatever they did, they did. And he was her therapist first. I think he has a better understanding now. With the kids this week, they're all going up for their interviews, and everybody's excited about it except for Connor and Laurel. Laurel don't care about nothing but Wes, child. You would have thought her and Wes was together for 10 years. She blows me. I cannot. Asher and Michaela are crunk as beast mode. Connor is like, you know, he waffling. Laurel had forgot about this shit, okay? She just got dressed when she saw the email from Michaela. They went on down to the interviews, and basically everybody wants to know about Annalise. That dude was there, that aggravating dude that did the flyers, the murderer flyers and stuff. He was there. I can't stand his ass. I hope he get killed this season, because he gets on my damn nerves. They all, you know, did their interviews. So a lot of the people didn't want nothing to do with them because of Annalise, but they did want to know the tea about what happened with Annalise. So that was a lot of people's questions. Michaela, of course, took the opportunity to say Annalise taught her one thing, what kind of lawyer she does not want to be. Catch this tea. If Annalise wasn't the lawyer that she was, bitch, you would be in jail. Forget you, Michaela. I hate Michaela. Like, I really have a deep hate in my heart for Michaela. I do not like her character at all, and I would not mind if she perished. I'm not going to lie to you. This season, she can perish and never come back, okay? Michaela got 5 callbacks. Connor got some callbacks. They both got a callback to the same place. Laurel got a callback too, but she lies and says she didn't get any callbacks when Connor didn't get any callbacks, because he couldn't even seem to recall why he wanted to be a lawyer. He didn't get any callbacks. Laurel showed him some kindness by saying she didn't get any callbacks either, but he knows she got a callback because when he tried to go work at Legal Aid, to try to slide into the callback at Legal Aid, the lady was like, that's the very definition of white privilege, sir, is thinking that you can slide back in. I have 8 qualified candidates, and they called her name, so he knew she was bluffing. So, you know, later on he goes to her apartment, and she says, you know, she basically makes peace with him and says that it's not his fault that Wes died. He needed to forgive himself, and she owe him one, so you know she have to do whatever he says. So you know they make up. They all go for their second interviews, except for Michaela, Asher. I think that was it. That's the only 2 we saw at the second interviews for this one law firm, because they both had the same callback. So they run into asshole dude, and you know he said something to Asher about background checks or whatever, and Asher about to thrash his ass. And Michaela, one thing I did like about her though, she does know how to get him back together and keep him focused and not doing no dumb stuff. You do need to remember that your boyfriend ran over somebody with a car, girl, and it wasn't no self-defense. I'm just saying. I love Asher. He's still my favorite character. But he is the only person on this show who has killed somebody out of pure rage. You ever thought about that? He is the only person on this show that has killed cold-blooded murder. She gets him under control. He don't lose it. And they both end up getting the job. Now, Laurel, on the other hand, has been researching her dad's company, and the job that Michaela got is the law firm that represents her father. So at the end of the show, she tells Michaela they're going to take them down. They're going to find out what happened to Wes, and they're going to take them down. So we don't know if Michaela going to be, yeah, I'm down with the plan. But Michaela, to me, she strikes me as the type to be like, nah, sis, we just did this. Like, we just got out of all this. I'm not about to, because when you work for the firm to defend that means you're on his side. So it will be you will be totally going against whatever your lawyer morals are, your ethics as a lawyer, to go against your client. I don't know how that's going to work out. If Michaela going to want to be involved, or she going to be down with the plot. I'm pretty sure Connor going to have something to do with this too. Laurel is talking about he owes her something. So, I'm pretty sure she's going to try to get everybody on board, and this is the thing that's going to bring everyone back together. At some point, this is going to come back to Annalise, and she's going to be wrapped up in it too. Bonnie and Frank, they didn't really have much interaction other than they talked to each other. Do they go together? Because she was talking about she was making me dinner, but then the last episode, he was like, was you on a date? So maybe they're just friends because they don't have any friends. I'm not exactly sure about that. Oliver and Connor, the best thing you have is your heart. I was like, really? No, God. Our flash forward for this week was that they're in the hospital. She's screaming, where's my baby, where's my baby? The doctor steps out and he calls Annalise. He's calling like, Annalise, pick up the phone. She's not picking up the phone at all. And he says she's awake. Bonnie is at a crime scene, and the crime scene is Annalise's room in the hotel. And there's blood all over the elevator. So we don't know if it's Annalise's blood, it's somebody else's blood. We have no idea what's going on. Apparently, Annalise knows that Laurel is in a facility, because that's a facility. That wasn't no hospital. Y'all seen them doors? That wasn't no hospital. I want to hear what your thoughts are. If I missed anything, just leave it down below, because I'm pretty sure I probably missed something important. You guys have a blessed week. I will see you in a couple of minutes with American Horror Story. Have a blessed week. Peace.